Well, just for all three of you guys, all transfers, just curious how Arkansas has been treating you. How are you fitting in, and what do you think of the place?
I'll go first. I love Arkansas. I love the people. I love the coaches. That was the main reason why I came here. I love Coach Pitt, Coach G, and Coach D, and I love all my teammates. And it's been good being here.
Yeah, I've been enjoying myself so far. Just loving to get around the people. The people are really nice here. The fan base is very great. And Coach Adams and Coach Pitt are just genuine people, just like my teammates. Love those guys, and so I'm happy to be here.
Just like what my teammates have said, the people here are fantastic. But beyond that, just the weather, the nature here, just Arkansas is a great state all around, from the mountains to the trees to the people. I just love every aspect of it.
Josh, you prefer Josh or Joshua?
It's dealer's choice, up to you.
All right. Josh and Tank, I assume you like Tank?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You guys have been going against each other quite a bit, I assume, right? I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about each other, what's been difficult about going against each other, and just what you think.
Yeah, I would say Braun's a strong guy, very great with his hands, great in the run and pass game, and just going against him helps me in my game. So, yeah, it's been great competition against him.
I mean, look at this guy. It's a movable object right here. But definitely, his power is his key thing. Just going against that every day helps me hone aspects of my game that I don't really get to see against the smaller, quicker guys. And so I'm very thankful that he came here and that I get to go against him every day.
Tyrone, we saw you in spring. Can you talk about maybe your immersion into the playbook, how you feel like you've come along, and how ready you are?
I'm very ready. I know the playbook in and out. I can play all positions on the field, X, Z, and Y, and so far I've been doing good. I know everything.
What do you think of maybe the impact that you and the other transfers might have on the unit this year?
Oh, we're gonna from last year. This room is like it's totally upside down. Everyone loves each other. Everyone plays off each other. When someone make a good play, everybody's happy. Nobody's down, and that's what it takes to be good.
Tank, I saw you like Kung Fu Panda, according to that video. So what?
I just felt like it was a cool character. You know, they said if you can be any character, I thought it was a cool character. He was a good character in that movie, so why not?
Are you soft and cuddly like Kung Fu Panda?
No, I don't know about all that, but yeah, I like how he's a friendly guy, but when it's time to work, he works. So kind of complements my game.
Lord of the Rings. So what was the attraction? What do you think?
Lord of the Rings?
Isn't that what you said on your deal?
Yeah. No, I grew up on Lord of the Rings. I've been watching Lord of the Rings since I was a kid. The first video game I played was Lord of the Rings 2 Towers on GameCube. So, I mean, those were some of the first books I read, too. Lord of the Rings through and through.
Tank, I talked to somebody close to you recently. Said you're a hard hat, lunch pail type guy. Would you describe yourself that way? And maybe what's your playing style? I know Josh said kind of power's your thing.
Yeah, I would say that's kind of described me pretty well. I bet that's probably my dad or somebody like that. I know he likes to use that saying, but yeah, I think that'll come in my game pretty much, and yeah, just come in and work.
What sold you on Arkansas, Tank?
Really wanted to play in the SEC. Really, Coach Pitt did a great job recruiting me in the portal, and had a relationship with him before in high school. So just build on from that, and then just competition in the SEC, going against guys like Braun, Brady, Bo, and then also being in a great room in our defensive line. Just wanted to add a little bit to that.
I know I said power was his main thing, but don't let him fool you. He's quicker.
He's quick.
Yeah, he's the quickest guy I've seen this size. So he's got some speed to him now. Don't discount him on that.
Hey, Josh, you haven't played at Florida and started there some. How much do you think that helps you that you've already got SEC experience under your belt?
I'm quite a bit removed from when I started at Florida. So just physically, I'd say I still have some catching up to do just with the speed of the game, having been so far removed from my playing time there. But just mentally, I've played in some big games. I've been a part of teams that have played in big games. So I know the preparation and the attention to detail that goes into playing in and ultimately winning those games. And so I just hope I bring some of that attention to detail to some of the younger guys in the room. Because people like guys like Brady and Bo already know how to play in the SEC West. And so just help mentor these younger guys into becoming the next generation of Razorback offensive linemen.
Speaking of younger guys, that's a good segue. I don't know if you one of your teammates used Savant in here. I think it was Morgan said that yesterday. So you guys got a tough act to follow. But Paris Patterson, he's a big dude. He's been, I guess, some third reps, some 2nd reps. What's your take on Paris?
Yeah, he's like you said, he's a big guy. He's got the body to be successful in the SEC. He's got some great feet and great hands. Just he's really young. So once we hone into the finer details of his game and he takes some steps on the field to perfect those areas, he'll be on his way to being a good offensive lineman.
I know Luke Brown got back out there with you guys.
Yeah.
What's your take on Luke? Have you got to know him much? Or?
Yeah, he unfortunately he was injured in the spring, so I didn't get to play with him per se. But just being around him in the locker room and seeing him on campus, we've developed a rapport. My locker is right next to Paris and right next to Luke's, so just seeing them every day in the locker room, he's similar. To play in the SEC as a young offensive lineman, as a freshman or redshirt freshman, you just have to really take the coaching, take the physical parts of it and apply it to your life, and just get your body ready. And so once they do that and once they apply the coaching skills or the playing skills that Coach Kennedy is teaching us, they'll be ready to play.
Tank, I was wondering how you got that nickname Tank, or maybe that's just how you're built. Or?
Yeah, it just came along. Really, it's a long story, but basically, me and my dad both named Anthony, and so instead of my mom calling us both Anthony in the house, I go on by Tank. Kind of grew a different way, but yeah, that's kind of how it went.
Tyrone, Jaden was in here yesterday or the other day talking about the complexities of the offense, but kind of said what you just said about the receivers can play anywhere. I mean, what makes this offense something where it feels like the receivers have to be able to, line up in the slot or outside and be very versatile?
Because with Coach Danny knows, it's not like you play one position. You gotta know like the formations, the shifts, the motions. So you can't just focus on one like specific position. You have to know them all, because if you miss on one position, you're gonna fall back on another one. So with his scheme and everything, so you have to know everything on the field.
And Tank, you have experience going against a Dan Enos offense a little bit. Did you have any secrets for the rest of the defense during scrimmages?
I know a couple of calls, but you try not to listen to the calls. You try to play your technique, and that make everybody else better instead of But yeah.
Josh, you mentioned Arkansas, the state. Have you gotten out to have you done any exploring that makes you have that kind of endorsement?
So let me see. Last spring during spring break, my in-laws and my parents came out here, and we took a day trip to Hot Springs. So I spent about a day in Hot Springs, and then we drove through, I guess, basically northern Arkansas just to get there and back. And so I got to see some of the landscape, and then we hiked Devil's Den, and then this past July 4th week, I hiked Yellow Rock Overlook. I think, Yellow Rock something. But it was fantastic. I'd never seen a view like that. It blew my mind.
Tyrone, when you're, I guess, in terms of personal improvement, what's kind of been the emphasis with Coach Guyton for you?
I got with Coach Guyton, he wanted me to get stronger and wanted me to like work on like my route running, because I'm 6'7", so he can like I can go get the ball up tight, but like I got to know the short routes, the intermediate routes, and get better with my feet, and that's really what it is.
Tank, what kind of influence did your dad have on you?
My dad played a big role in my whole life, playing the game when he was, coming up, and so my dad's really the biggest role model I have in my life. So yeah, I appreciate him for everything.
Josh, Coach Pittman recruited you before. I believe you committed to Georgia originally, right?
Yes, sir.
How did that conversation go when he was taking the job for Arkansas?
It wasn't as hard as you'd think it would be. Throughout the recruiting process, we were very candid with the coaches that were interested in me, and they were with us as well. And he said that the only job he would ever leave for is Arkansas. And so when it came up that he got the Arkansas job and he left, it wasn't like he told us up front that that was the only job he'd leave for. So I didn't hold any ill will against him. He's living out his dream, and now I'm just thankful that I get to be a part of his dream and help him reach the next level.
When you decided to enter the transfer portal, was that something you were thinking, like Arkansas with Coach Pittman?
Yeah.
Off the bat.
Yeah, coming out of high school, I wanted to play for Coach Pittman. And so I knew that if the situation ever arose that I would need to enter the transfer portal, I most likely would end up playing for Coach Pittman.
So you started off at guard at Florida, I believe,
Mhm.
and then tackle, I think, last year. And then when you got here, you started off guard. I think you played a little bit of tackle in the spring, but obviously you're a guard. Why do you think that's a better fit for you?
I mean, just given my size, yeah, I'm 6'6", but I'm also 340, so that is better suited for the interior. I was always told that as an offensive lineman, you need to be able to play both sides of the ball, and if you're a guard, you either need to be able to snap or move out to tackle, and if you're a tackle, you need to learn how to play guard. So just getting the reps at tackle whenever we can just helps me sharpen my game, helps me better understand the fits. When we combo block, now that I've had reps at tackle, I understand what Kudus is doing better since I've had those reps.
And you started, I think, 7 games year before last, and I think you only played in like 2 games last year. Is that right? What all went down last year with the new staff? Whatever you're comfortable sharing.
Coaching transitions are hard. Ultimately, it wasn't a good fit, and so I had to make the decision that was best for me and my family. However painful that decision was, the people who need to understand the decision I made understand the decision I made, and I have to live with that.
Tank, I think I read that you're that you're an Eagle Scout. We talked a little bit about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think he wanted you to tell everyone.
No. Very proud. Very proud.
We talked a little bit about if you remember getting that, and if there's anything you learned from that is translated to football.
Yeah, just a lot of life lessons. It built my leadership in high school tremendously. Wasn't that vocal. Still, at college kind of lost that vocalness, but trying to get it back. But yeah, I'm very, very proud moment in my life. Something my mom really pushed for me to do, and I just wanted to make sure I got that done for her, but also for me too. It was a great experience doing that for been in Boy Scouts since about 7 years old. So yeah, it was a very great moment.
Josh, I'm not sure I've ever, I don't think of linemen doing a lot of hiking around, Is that something you've always done? And it sounds like you really enjoy it.
I mean, as the saying goes, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. I grew up in Florida, lived most of my life there. Now that I'm in Arkansas, Arkansas is the natural state. I'd be foolish to live here and not take part in that.
And when you went to Hot Springs, did you go by Sam's house, see that big Razorback statue deal or whatever the heck it is?
My mom wanted to. She said, let's go see Coach Pittman's lake house. And we were all like, no, are you crazy? Stalker? No. But apparently we should have. So sorry, Mom, you were right.
And in Tank, I was never smart enough or good enough to be a Boy Scout. But I was wondering, what's the toughest merit badge to get?
Swimming.
Swimming?
Yeah. It's hard. It's pretty hard. You got to do, I can't remember what we all had to do. Probably about 4, a couple of miles though, different strokes. So it's pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes me, Sam was talking in Little Rock yesterday, and he said he felt like they really hit on all the portal guys, and that a lot you're all going to play, some of you are going to start. What do you think is the key to coming in as a portal guy and fitting in right away? Because I'm sure it can't be an easy transition, but it seems like most of y'all have done it pretty smoothly and fit in well. What do you think is the key to that? Maybe if you each could touch on that.
I'll go. Really, the D-line took me in with open arms when I first committed, and so we've been talking since then. Then figure out how to get down here, and then just be around the team. They really just brought me in with open arms, and it's been an easy transition, helping me learn the playbook because they're learning just as well because Coach T was a new coach. So, it wasn't that bad of a transition. It was pretty smooth for me.
Yeah, just like Tank said, everyone's still learning at the same time. So it's transitioning in. It was easy because y'all still got to learn. We still got to learn. Coach Enos still got to learn. Coach G. So it was easy for me.
I was fortunate enough to be on the other end of this. So my 3 years at Florida, I played behind 2 transfers, Stuart Reese and Osiris Torrance. And so I was able to learn from them how to transition to a new space and while still achieving your goals, not to step on any toes and fit into a culture that was already established. So when I got here, I really just wanted to know my role and fulfill that role to the best of my abilities.
All of y'all have mentioned Coach Pittman at some point, and I'm just wondering what makes his style or personality unique compared to some of the other coaches y'all had. Whoever wants to take it.
Yeah, it's very unique because you think it's like just him recruiting, but that's actually how he is. Like, he's genuinely that guy. So it's really easy to get along with Coach Pitt. He's a great listener, also a great speaker, but a very great listener, and that's kind of what did it for me.
Yeah, with Coach Pitt, like what you see is what you get. You know, like with Coach Pitt, like he's always smiling, he's always happy, and like he's never down on anybody, and like he's just a great coach all around.
Tyrone, I'm sorry. Is there anything what stands out about Andrew Armstrong? Oh, he was a guy that was talked about like daily after camp started.
he just a guy. You know, like he's like not a guy, but he's that guy on the field. Like he play outside, he can play slot. He's not gonna drop the ball. He's gonna do whatever. And the same with Isaac Tesla. He's gonna catch everything. Like matter if it's one hand behind the back, he's gonna catch it regardless. And them guys are great.
Last thing I've got, we got a hiker and an Eagle Scout up here. Tyrone, is there anything about you that you maybe you want to share?
You wanna like something like all right, I'm
outside of football, yeah.
all right. So when I was in like 10th grade, I was like 5'7", and then by the time I was like in like 3 months, went from 5'7" to like 6'4", and now I'm 6'7".
Can't relate to that.